Om. 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you to today's session of Yoga Vashishta. I am a student, I am a seeker, I am not a Pandita, I am not a Jnani, I am not a Guru. I am conducting this study hour as a means of my learning. I am reading from few books. One of them is published by Ramakrishna Matham. It's in Telugu. I'm making some notes and speaking in English. If I make any mistakes in my understanding, please forgive me. The purpose is to learn, and in the process, if it helps you, I'm very glad. Thank you. We are studying Vashishta Rama Samvadam, Utpatti Prakaranam. We have completed about 4 chapters in that. We are in the 5th chapter. In this chapter, we are talking about Drushya and Adrushya. What is seen and what is not seen. Sri Rama is saying, O Brahmajnani Vashishta Maharshi, what is Sat? Sat means what is, what exists. Sat, what is in truth, has no destruction. Sat cannot What is existence cannot be non-existent. There is no destruction for Sat. Similarly, Asat do not have Utpatti. Asat has no being, it cannot be. Asat means untruth, unreality. All this is I am able to understand. But see this miracle. Whatever we see, the world that we see is, as you said, it is asat, unreal. But it is a continuous stream of moving objects. It is like a movie going on, and it has an effect on my mind that it appears real. The seen world has an effect on me. I am affected by that because I'm not able to ignore the world. What to do with the world? World poses continuous challenges to me. World poses continuous challenge. We are not able to realize that the world is asat, unreal. We are not able to stay with that feeling because we are affected by the world. Even though you are saying world is unreal, the unreal world has an effect on me. It is affecting me. Because of the world, I am undergoing many difficulties, many problems, many efforts. So many efforts I am taking because of the world, because of the scene, the drishyam. Therefore, please tell me how to pacify this disease called the seen world. Sri Vashishta Maharshi is saying, I'll tell you a mantra to pacify this ghost called world. Look at the bodies of all the people. They appear alive, but after some time, they are dead. The bodies which appear alive, they become dead after some time. If this is the situation of a alive bodies, what can be told about insentient beings like stones, mountains, insentient beings? The sentient being itself is being destroyed. Insentient being is also temporary. They will also get destroyed. Therefore, we can draw an axiom, a rule that whatever we see, whatever we perceive, see means not just seeing, see is only to say that through eyes we see, through ears we hear, like that the Panchendriyas, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. With the Panchendriyas, whatever we perceive, our world is nothing but what we perceive through the Panchendriyas. Here, as an example, it is told as seeing. You have to take it as perceiving. Whatever world we know is nothing but our perception through the perceiving organs, sense organs. So, whatever we perceive, that's how you have to take it. The seen world, the perceived world, whatever you perceive is all the objects are temporary. They are going to be destroyed at some point of time. So the rule, the axiom is whatever we perceive is going to be destroyed. If you look at any object, it has a beginning. That means before that it did not exist. Then for some time it exists. After some time it ceases to exist. This is the nature of the objects in the world. That means before it came into being, it did not exist. After it came into being, it existed for some time in time and space. And after some time, it ceases to exist, it gets destroyed. So, if this is the nature of the things, of the objects, how can they be called as Satyam, truth? Truth, Satyam, existence, what is existence, is something which you can say Satyam, the word Satyam, you can call something as Satyam, which is not dependent on time and space. That means you can call something as Satyam, which exists at all times and at all places and in all objects. I mean, that is Satyam. Therefore, if you observe the world carefully, the seen world, the Drusyam, the objects have a beginning, middle, and end. Everything has a nature of destruction. Therefore, the seen world, the perceived world cannot be Satyam. An example is given here about a wave. If you look at ocean, you see wave. Wave looks separate from ocean. But in fact, wave is nothing but water. Wave is nothing but ocean. It only appears in a shape for some time, some temporary time. Name and form will appear as a wave, but it is nothing but water only. Similarly, whatever you are viewing the world is nothing but names and forms of the same substratum. That means entire world is made up of same material, Brahman. What you see is nothing but different names and forms of the same material. Here, it tells that whatever you see is a modification of the Atma. Atma only. Atma, here in this book, special about this book is, he is considering Atma and one step below evolution of Atma is the thought process. The thoughts, different thought waves are taking the shapes of the objects. Vashishta Maharshi is saying, it is true what you said, that what is Satyam cannot be destroyed. And what is Satyam? What is really called Satyam? What is the unchanging here? You see, there are so many objects we are seeing. Objects change, objects get destroyed, born, stay, destroy. But the seer is not changing. If you observe carefully, the drashta, the seer, the Atma is unchanging. It is the Satyam. It is the substratum. It is the Mula Vastu, the root element, Mula Sthanam, or the source. This Drashta, the seer, the Atma, is the source of all the changing world or changing objects in the world. So, the entire universe is nothing but it is coming out of the Atma. And in Atma, it exists as a seed form in a samskara. In the seed form. In the Atma, it exists as a, you can think of it as an idea or a thought. Not thought, idea, or at the mind level, but at the consciousness level, it exists as a samskara. This samskara of the world during the sushupti, meaning deep sleep. You observe your deep sleep. Where is the world? Where is your body? Where is your mind? Everything went into a seed state. This seed state is it's unmanifest. Whatever is unfolded during the waking time has been folded into a seed state as a samskara in the buddhi, in individual buddhi, intellect. And during the pralaya, the great deluge, when everything goes into pralaya, it will exist as a samskara seed form in the prakriti. So he is drawing a parallel between the pralaya, the great destruction of the universe, and the sushupti, the daily deep sleep. In deep sleep that we do, everything you can consider it as destroyed as far as you are concerned. As far as from your point of view, nothing exists. You may argue that the body is lying down. I saw that person is sleeping, deep sleep, but his body is still there, world is still there. Therefore, when I go to sleep, my body is there, might be lying and sleeping. You may argue like that. But you have to take subjective experience, not objective experience. From your subjective experience, what is the subjective experience you have? You have the experience of nothingness. The world disappears. The body disappears. Mind disappears. There is a nothingness, absence. This is as good as a Nitya Pralaya or Sushupti. Therefore, from individual's point of view, Sushupti is the Pralaya. Everything goes into seed form. And from the cosmic point of view, everything goes into deep, into a seed form, into the Prakriti during great destruction, Pralaya. And once after the Pralaya happens, again the universe expands. The Drushya Prapancha, Drashta and Drushya, seer and the seen, again manifest. Similarly, if you take Sushupti in deep sleep, everything goes to seed form, and upon waking up in the morning, the seer and the seen is manifest again. If you see in Sushupti also, the seer disappears. Seer means the waking seer disappears. So you can argue that whenever there is a drashta, there is a drishyam. Drashta and drishyam rise together. If there is a drashta, there is a drishyam. Therefore, is there a possibility of moksha, mukti? Because whenever there is a drashta, there is a drishyam. If there is drishyam, there is problem. So, mukti is impossible. We can say like that. But we cannot say like that. We should not say like that because there are great beings, enlightened beings among the human beings, among the rishis, among the devatas, even in the Netherlands, in the Patala also, there are great enlightened beings who are Jivan Muktas, liberated while alive. That means they are not bothered by the Drishyam. Those Jivan Muktas, those enlightened beings, for them the Drishyam is there. They see the world, they see the Drishya Prapancha. Then what is the difference between a Jivan Mukta, liberated while alive, and a normal human being? Both see the world. Drishya Prapancha doesn't get disappear. Maybe in Yoga Samadhi, it may disappear. But for a Jivan Mukta, the Drishyam is available. What is the difference between a Jivan Mukta and a normal samsari? Both see the world. The difference is in their viewpoint, in their world view, in their philosophy. A normal human, samsari, takes the Drishya Prapancha as real and suffers. A Jivan Mukta, on the other hand, knows that the Jagat is mithya, is unreal. It is only the difference is in their understanding, not in their perception. A lot of people think that Jivan Mukti means the world will disappear and they will see a different things, different worlds. No, they will see exactly the same thing as what a samsari sees, but the difference is in their understanding. So what is the difference in this understanding basically is A Jivan Mukta has understood the limitation of the world, the Drishyam, and he do not have desire or craving or attachment or ragadvesha for the Drishyam. Whereas a samsari has a craving, desire, ragadvesha for the seen world. This is the difference. That is the only difference between a normal samsari and a liberated person. Let the drishyam be there or not there. What difference does it make? Let it be there. There's nothing you are going to gain or lose by drishya prapancha. What you have to take care is not, do not allow the drishya prapancha to enter into your heart. That is another way of saying is that don't have craving or attachment for the objects in the world. Here an example is given that both should be in the water, but water should not be in the boat. This example was given by Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also in his talks. Similarly, that example is here in Yoga Vashishta. Boat should be in water, can be in water. That means you, Drishya Prapancha can be seen. The perceived world can be seen. Let it be there. What is wrong? What is a gain or loss? Drishya Prapancha can be there. But your heart should not go towards the world. Water should not be in the boat. This is the example. If this Drishyam enters into the heart of the being as raga, dvesha, and asakti, desire, interest, likes, dislikes, if it enters into the heart of the being, then it will make the jiva wander in the three lokas, in the three worlds, like a kite, which is taken here and there by the wind. Similarly, if raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes, attachments, craving is there, then the jiva will rotate in the three worlds like a kite which is tossed by the winds. There is no end to this movement. Therefore, a jiva has to be careful about his heart. Keep the heart pure. Don't let the water enter into the boat. Let the boat be there. Let the water be there. Let the boat be on the water. Let you be, may you be in the world, in the drishyam. But don't allow the water get into the boat. Be aware, be awake, alert. Don't let the world enter into your heart. Don't let your heart have desires or craving towards the world. Then it will be very difficult. If the boat is there on the water, as long as the water does not enter into the boat, what is the problem? No problem. O Rama, through experience, and knowledge. I am telling you this, please listen carefully. For an immature mind, the Drishyam appears as a differentiated universe. Different things are there in the world. This is what an immature mind will think. A samsari will think, a pamara will think. I am different, you are different. That person is different. That is a different object. This is a different object. I want that object. I want this object. This is what a samsari will think. But for a mature mind, a spiritually evolved person, the viewpoint is everything is Brahman only. Everything is Brahman. This is the viewpoint of a jnani. How is that possible? The drishyam is non-different, not a separate entity other than Brahman. Substratum is Brahman. The world, the drishyam, whatever you see is Brahman only. And the drashta is also Brahman only. Brahman only seeing the Brahman. The Akasha is Brahman. Akasha drashta is Brahman. In reality, there are no three things: seer, seen, and process of seeing. Drashta, drishyam, and darsanam. There are no three things. There is only one thing, that is Brahman. Brahman only is the drashta. Brahman only is the drishyam. Brahman only is the darshanam. Don't think that when I say drashta, drushya, and darsanam are not there, don't think that it is shunyam. It is not shunyam. It is not emptiness. It is fullness. Everything is a chaitanyam. Everything is Brahman only. Then Sri Rama is saying, O Prabhu, Vashishta Maharshi, when you say this world is unreal, Jagat is not there, it's all right to listen to that, to say like that. But my experience is contrary to that. My experience is not supporting that. That statement is not supported by perceptive knowledge, experiential knowledge. If you say the son of a barren woman is breaking the mountain, that statement doesn't make sense. Similarly, your sentence that there is no Jagat, it is unreal, is also not making any sense to me. Similarly, take another sentence. The two horns of a rabbit are very beautiful. If you say like that, that sentence doesn't make sense. Similarly, your sentence that Jagat is not there, it's unreal, it's also not making sense. Similarly, you take another sentence. The stone is dancing and moving its two hands. This sentence doesn't make any sense. Similarly, the statement you said about Jagat is unreal also doesn't make sense. Similarly, you can say another statement. You can produce oil from sand. That statement does not make sense. Similarly, your sentence that Jagat is unreal doesn't make sense. If you take another example, the sculpture, the stone figure sculpture is studying well. That sentence has no meaning. Similarly, your sentence that Jagat is unreal, Jagat doesn't exist, doesn't make sense. If you take another sentence, there is a painting. In that painting, there are some clouds. Those clouds are making thunderous noise. And with the noise of the thunderous noise of the clouds in the painting, my eardrums are filled. This sentence has no meaning. Similarly, your sentence that Jagat doesn't exist, it is unreal, also doesn't make sense. Why? Because death, old age, sorrows, sufferings, mountains, rivers, the world is made up of this. You are saying this world doesn't exist. This is mithya. How is that possible? If this doesn't exist, then what am I saying? What is happening here? If you say all this doesn't exist, it's unreal, but there is death, there is old age, there is disease, there are mountains, there are rivers. How can you say this is unreal? What is all this? However, I know that you are a Brahmajnani and you don't speak untruth. You don't say something without basis. I trust your words. Therefore, please rectify my misunderstanding. Please explain to me in detail. I do not cross your words, but your word that the Jagat doesn't exist. It was not there earlier. It is there for some time. It is not there after some time. Hence, it is temporary and it doesn't exist. Doesn't make sense because old age, death, disease, sufferings are there in the world. Mountains are there, rivers are there. If you say it doesn't exist, I'm not able to comprehend it. Please explain to me. Vashishta Maharshi is saying, "O Rama, whatever I am saying is not meaningless. Listen carefully to what I say. It is really like the son of a barren woman. It is a Brahma. It is a deception of your sense organs. If you say, I am seeing all this, I am perceiving all this, take your dream. In dream also, you perceive mountains, rivers. You have joys, sorrows. You marry somebody, you have children, you have houses, you have jobs. Everything is there in dream also. Are they really there? If they are there, where are they? If they are not really there, how are they troubling you? How are you getting joys and sorrows in the dream? You know very well that all of them are the vikalpa of the manas. It's a modification of your mind only. Your own consciousness is creating those worlds in the dream. The manas is asat, is unreal, but it creates because of its desire. It creates objects, it creates your body, and just as it wants, it creates a universe in its own mind, in your own mind, and you enjoy that universe. You roam around that universe freely. It is like a magician's magic, Indrajala. That is what is a dream. And in dream world, you have dream house, dream wife, dream children. Everything happens. It is what is happening in dream. It is your own mind. That is the dream world, dream house, dream wife, dream children. Everything is your mind only. They are thoughts. It is a Brahma. It is a deception, deceptive mind. It creates all the worlds. It creates joys and sorrows. It creates heaven and hell. All this is an imagination of the mind only. There is nothing called world. It's all imagination of the mind. With this, we conclude fifth chapter. Hari Om Tat Sat, Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.